So today is the day that we say goodbye to our 2017 acr-e snakeskin green edition. That is a special edition. You see the green metallic paint. You see the stripes right here that are all metallic. Really bright. You have a nice sunny day today, so you can see just how much flake is in the paint and in those stripes. We've had the pleasure and privilege of being the caretakers of this car for around 2.5 years now. And it brought us a ton of joy, a ton of exposure. So we want to say first and foremost, thank you to anybody who's followed the channel because of this car. When we first launched the website, this was on our homepage as our main car. We've used it for so much marketing, so much social media, gained such a following because of this spectacular car that's really been the crown jewel and mainstay to our collection, and now off to a great collection where it's going to do the same thing out there to be a crown jewel and mainstay for that collection as well. So 8 miles on the car, full wrapper, everything still covered in plastic on the inside. The front spoiler still has not been assembled on this car, but you'll see the stickers even on the windshield, on both corners, up and down. You got the original window sticker, some transport stickers. As you move to the interior, everything's still covered in plastic, non-dealer prepped, which makes a huge difference. I mean, if that plastic was taken off even with 8 or 9 miles, it is, you know, not worth as much as a car that's been non-dealer prepped, especially when you're talking about the Gen 5 ACR Extreme Vipers, the special editions. In my opinion, the snakeskin green is the best special edition of all 5 that were made in 2017. We've seen Dodge come out this year with the last call, 7 different models. Not the Viper though. The Viper's done. It's over. We're never going to see another one like it again. You have a car with 13 track records. Really is the modern day Cobra, you know, with all the history behind it, the look of it. I mean, it just, everything about it screams performance, screams, you know, money really, especially the good ones. Guys who bought these cars new have either held on to them now for the long term or maybe cashed out a little bit, excuse me, a little bit prior. But anyone who has one like this now knows what they have, and they are thinking that they're going to be $1 million cars down the road. And I am in that group as well. I do think that these cars, especially ones like this, are going to be $1 million cars. When will that be? We don't know. Is it 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? You know, time will tell. But these cars were more limited produced than the 05, 06 Ford GTs. You had a 2-year run for them. You have a 2-year run for these, but there were 4,000 Ford GTs that were built. When you're talking Gen 5 ACRs, you're talking under 1,000. When you're talking ACR Extremes, that number is probably cut in half. So to find one that is unmolested, unmodified, not driven at the track, still dealer prepped like this, few and far between, and these are the ones that are going to continue to ring the bell. We just saw what happened out at Barrett-Jackson in Scottsdale. You had a 700-mile car that just pulled over 310,000. The final hammer price was 313 and change. So, you know, these cars continue to be on the rise. More and more people are starting to realize, you know, what these cars are. The collectors are definitely coming after the Gen 5 Vipers. There's a ton of hype behind them. I had a couple friends who were out at Scottsdale. The white Viper was roped off. It was next to some really heavy hitters that were out there. So that just goes to show you that a lot of people, even the people at Barrett-Jackson who do this obviously for a living, know and expect these Vipers to continue to climb. I mean, it's just unbelievable when they are sitting here parked. There's so many cars that you can park next to it that can't even sniff this car. The Viper would absolutely dwarf it. We love our ZR1s, but even the ZR1s cannot kind of, you know, compete in terms of aesthetics and performance like the Viper. You have that V10 naturally aspirated engine with a ton of displacement. You know, everything anymore is supercharged. But this car, to do what it was able to do with a naturally aspirated V10 engine, again, we're not going to see anything like it again. All the different aerodynamics, we've done a few different videos on the Vipers throughout the year, so I don't want to get into all that. This is just really a video to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to the car for, you know, giving us the opportunity to be its caretakers and to showcase it and you know, grow in so many different ways, from the social media to even our brand. I mean, our brand now is definitely low mile, modern muscle cars, preferably cars that are non-dealer prepped, but if not extremely low mile vehicles. And it's kind of become the standard of what our following, what our clientele expects, and the standard we've kind of set for ourselves. And there's not a lot of cars out there in existence, not just Vipers, but any modern muscle cars that kind of check those boxes. So we do our best to bring those cars to you guys. And I really think it goes back, and the roots of all of that were, you know, 2.5 years ago when this Viper came here and found a home for a couple years. So again, thank you to everybody who's kind of followed the journey. If this is one of your first times following us or watching the video, please subscribe, leave us a comment, leave a thumbs up, and we continue to look for cars like this here. But I will say that I don't expect us to have another Viper that can kind of beat the one that you guys see here. This is special in so many ways, and hard to come by.